development, understanding, youth empowerment, academic excellence and artistry, nurture. With options to study in a homeschooling, virtual campus, and an on-campus setting. Duyan Learning Center, Mactan Arts Academy, continues to be your partner in your child's holistic education.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This is Teacher Joel, and we will be talking about the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. The Department of Health, or DOH, raised the alert system to code red sub-level 1 on March 7, 2020, due to the threat posed by the coronavirus disease, or COVID-19, in the Philippines. On March 9, President Rodrigo Duterte has signed a Proclamation 922, declaring a state of public health emergency throughout the country. This prompted the Department of Education to release a memorandum entitled DM34 Series of 2020, Fifth Set of Policy Directives of DepEd Task Force COVID-19. In this memo, DepEd added new guidelines and procedures based on the new data they have gathered from the DOH. Many guidelines from the first 4 sets of policy directives were reiterated and sustained. Among those pertinent guidelines include the cancellation of national, regional, division, and district events, especially those that will draw a big crowd. On March 11, Dr. Tedros, the Director General of the World Health Organization, characterized COVID-19 as a pandemic, after it has passed 100,000 cases worldwide. And on March 13, 2020, the Superintendent of the Department of Education, Division of Lapu-lapu City, Dr. Wilfreda D. Bongalos, following the declaration of Mayor Junard Q. Chan, declared the suspension of classes for all levels in both public and private schools, starting on March 14, 2020. Students and teachers will do all their schoolwork and all other tasks at home. In this current situation of being required by the Department of Education, Department of Health, local and national governments, and World Health Organization to stay at home to keep us from contracting COVID-19, our lives have dramatically changed. In the case of our children, their learning has been disrupted. But thanks to today's technology, it is now easier to reach our students from a distance using available distance learning methods and platforms. Duyan Learning Center, Mactan Arts Academy has taken the challenge to provide continuous learning at home to our dear students. Since March 13, 2020, our administrators, teachers, and staff have worked hard in setting up our distance learning platform. Learning materials and assessments were converted to digital and online versions. Duyan fully supports the Department of Education's Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or BE-LCP. In the integration of inputs into the BE-LCP, the Office of the Secretary was guided by the following principles. Number 1, protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel, and prevent the further transmission of COVID-19. Number 2, ensure learning continuity through K-12 curriculum adjustments, alignment of learning materials, deployment of multiple learning delivery modalities, provision of corresponding training for teachers and school leaders, and proper orientation of parents or guardians of learners. Number 3, facilitate the safe return of teaching and non-teaching personnel and learners to workplaces and schools, taking into consideration the scenarios projected by the Department of Health and the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases in the Philippines, or IATF, complemented by other credible sources and balanced with DepEd's own risk assessments. Number 4, be sensitive to equity considerations and concerns and endeavor to address them the best way they can. And number 5, link and bridge the BE-LCP to DepEd's pivot to quality and into the future of education under the framework of Sulong Edukalidad and Futures Thinking in Education. In addition, Duyan is also concerned about the welfare of its faculty and staff, who until this time have not received any form of amelioration. But we commend the work of our office and human resource staff for doing all they can in processing relevant documents. Learning continuity provides a certain level of normalcy in the lives of our children, as well as livelihood to the private school staff and teachers. In developing the BE-LCP, the department analyzed data on basic education as well as the epidemiological picture for the incoming school year and made the following decisions. Number 1, public schools will open the school year 2020-2021 on August 24, 2020. Number 2, streamline the K-12 curriculum into the most essential learning competencies, or MELCs. And number 3, allow multiple learning delivery modalities such as distance learning and blended learning, either on top or in place of face-to-face learning delivery modality. Among these modalities are modular learning, radio broadcast, television broadcast, and online learning management platforms. In April 29, 2020, Duyan also conducted a survey among its stakeholders, and the results, although with less than the ideal number of respondents, gave us a glimpse of what the Duyan community has in mind. Out of 149 respondents, 48.3% chose distance education, 42.3% chose the traditional on-campus teaching, 8.7% chose homeschooling, and a small percentage decided to let their children skip school year 2020-2021. The Department of Education released the DepEd official statement on Monday, June 8, 2020, that states that the department will comply with the President's directive to postpone face-to-face classes until a vaccine is available. For the most part of the Enhanced Community Quarantine, or ECQ, Duyan's admin, faculty, and staff have been building and strengthening the school's capacity to offer homeschooling and virtual campus programs through attending online conferences, webinars, and fora. And although we cannot offer radio and TV broadcasts, providing printed texts to students who have internet issues is something we are still closely considering. Teacher training will be of prime importance as we all delve into new territory. The good news is, in some respects, our teachers are already ahead of their public and private school counterparts, since our virtual campus program has already been tested and harnessed since March 2020. What we all need to understand is that modular learning, homeschooling, or distance learning is not for everybody. There is no one-size-fits-all modality. What works for one family may not work for another. One household has both parents working, another has only one parent working, another has 3 children at home, and another has no internet access at all. Even the traditional classroom setup is not for everybody. Children and even adults who are sick or disabled, constantly traveling, working, or far away cannot attend traditional classes. Hence the need for alternative learning modes. But right now, traditional classroom is not even an option. Not until a vaccine and a cure is available to the masses. We shall continue the training as we also work collaboratively with publishers, learning management system providers, and other service providers in preparation for a strong start to a new and unique school year, which is set to begin on July 1, 2020. As of now, all office staff is working remotely and all transactions are conducted online. Please connect with us through our website and other social media accounts. Lastly, none of this will be possible without the wisdom and guidance from above. Not only is God our source of knowledge and strength, but He is also our great physician, our healer. Let us continue to pray for the healing of those who have contracted COVID-19, as well as the social and economic healing of our country and the world. And to our dear parents and guardians, now more than ever do we request for your undying and continued support. We thank you for staying with us through the years, and we also welcome our new Duyan parents and guardians. Thank you for trusting us. But we are all going to tread uncharted waters. There will be bumps along the way. We will all learn as we go along. Let us all remember that at the center of all that we do is our beloved learners who look up to us for strength and stability. Please stay tuned for the next videos in this series of webinars. Thank you.